Good morning, Southern California, AM 1220 KHTS. Welcome to the show. Fred Arnold, your guest. Samantha Marcus. Samantha Marcus is with LINC, with Jake Gomez. Jake's out today, but LINC is linking individual network connections, helping high school students, aspiring college students, to find out what other experts are doing to get through college, to get the job they have now.
Exactly.
And we have a great guest today. Today it's Tamlin Hall. Tamlin Hall. And what I like about Tamlin, when I was reading his bio, is he went to the University of Georgia, but he's also a Bruin. Got his degree from the UCLA. Fight. Welcome to the show.
Oh, I wouldn't want it any other way. Thank you so much, Fred. Thank you.
Absolutely. I'm going to turn it over to you, Samantha.
Well, thank you, Tamlin, for being here today. I'm really excited for this interview.
Well, thank you, Samantha, for having me. You're an amazing person, and congratulations on going down to San Diego for school coming up, and we're all rooting for you.
Thank you, but congratulations on your film, Holden On, which is really a remarkable film. One of the films I recently reviewed about your childhood best friend, Holden, who struggled with schizophrenia. And if you haven't seen this film, I really recommend you check it out because it really is an incredible film. So I wanted to ask you about, your inspiration for this film. Was it something that, because of this film, you wanted to be a producer because of your experiences, or were you thinking about a different career? Was this kind of the reason why you wanted to be a producer?
Yeah, this is really funny because we did a festival in Georgia this past weekend, the Macon Film Festival, and we won the audience award there. And one of the Q&As, somebody asked me the same exact question, so let me try to answer it as best as possible. I got my undergrad degree in agricultural economics at the University of Georgia, so I was so far away removed from the arts. I moved down to Orlando, and that was where I felt compelled to start acting. And I took my first acting class in Orlando, and I fell in love with acting. And from there, I started writing, and I wrote my first feature screenplay down in Orlando, and it was a hot mess. And I would never allow anyone to see that. So from there, I started thinking about Holden and the impact that he made on me when I was growing up. I was bullied and I was picked on, and I didn't have very many friends, and Holden was a couple of years older than me, and he always treated me like a human being and treated me like I belonged in this world and would give me rides and tell jokes and make me laugh. And he just had this, he saw right through everything that we see on the exterior sometimes, and so I just felt compelled that because of the humanity that he had, that I wanted to tell his story. So the acting led to the writing, led to the directing and the producing, and it was always like a yes thing. And then the belief that I could use the tools that I had with me in my tool belt to help me direct and produce. I didn't know everything, of course. No one does. So it was kind of like a head coach that, I focused on my actors and the team and the ensemble, and I'm an actor's director, and I love working with actors, and I kind of let some of my department heads have a little bit more freedom to be able to do their thing and use their talents to really come together and create something that is Holding On, the movie, and we're incredibly proud of it.
I'd like to jump in and ask one question, if you don't mind, Samantha. You said something that was very interesting that resonated with me. You said your first, when you wrote your first screenplay or your first, it was a hot mess. But isn't that like the rite of passage? Isn't that like, look, I've had bad interviews. I've had, if you don't fail, then you can't succeed. But isn't that a great thing? Isn't that wonderful? Because you took the courage to do it. And the message to kids nowadays is don't be afraid to fail, because your parents have, we have, everyone has, but that's what moves you forward.
Oh, absolutely. I am an adamant, I am so passionate. When I was at UCLA, I taught, I was a teaching assistant for undergrad screenwriting classes, and it was students who either have not declared a major or they're kind of interested in screenwriting, and I would always tell them that, you have to fail. Like, this is why we're in classes, because you have this opportunity, and you learn so much by doing. And all of us, you're right, all of us fail, and it makes us stronger people. It makes us more wise in a way where eventually you're going to see successes. You're going to see opportunities because of this failure, and you have to just pick up your britches and put them back on and just continue and move forward. And I that is something that, I've failed a lot, and it's just it's part of the process.
I completely agree with you. And before you mentioned that you just won an Audience Choice Award, which is your 4th award out of the 4 festivals you've been to. So congratulations on that. Like, that's a really big accomplishment. So because of your success, you've also been chosen to direct another feature film, which is A Child Called It. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So basically, let's do a little callback to our school, UCLA. Fred, we had when I was in grad school at UCLA for screenwriting, I met a guy, and he was amazing. He was a friend of mine, and a few weeks ago, about a month ago, he calls me up and he says, "Hey, what's your next project?" I said, "Something with you." And he said, "Absolutely. I just got the rights to this New York Times bestseller, A Child Called It. It sold over 6 million copies. It's been translated in 25 languages. It deals with the true story of Dave Peltzer, the author, and it's one of the most harrowing cases of child abuse in California. But it's a very uplifting, inspirational story about escaping and the dreams that he can find a family that loves him. And so just through Holden On and the social issue aspect of Holden On, we're going to use that in A Child Called It and really create the fantasy of this young kid and to be able to overcome the odds of being at the hands of his mother. And so we're right now we talked to Dave a couple of weeks ago on a conference call, and he's amazing, and he's so stoked about this. And so we're going to go up to San Francisco 1st of August, and Dave's going to take us around his school and the house that he grew up in, and really we're just going to kind of get immersed in it. And I said, one thing that we did with Holden On was that, from day one, I always told Holden's parents that, we were going to do this with dignity and respect, and we were going to tell this story with authenticity and honesty. And Holden's parents have been to every screening that we've had of Holden On, and that's exactly what we're going to do with A Child Called It. And I told Dave, we're just going to honor his words, that this incredible book that he's wrote. So that's what's going on next.
Well, Tamlin, thank you so much for talking with us. I know it's a very short segment, but we really appreciate everything you have to say. If you want to check out A Child Called It, I'm definitely going to check it out. I don't know if you said, when is it going to be available for us to see?
Well, it looks like we're going to be shooting anywhere from summer to fall 2018, maybe the earliest spring. So we're talking to talent right now, and it looks like we're going to shoot in Georgia. So I will keep you guys updated when we'll do some early screeners and when it'll be out for everybody.
Well, that's great. If you want to check that out, definitely check it out. I know I will. If you want to check out Holden On, check it out at a nearest film festival near you. You can check it out on iamholdenon.org as well. And
you know what I'm thinking is, Samantha, if you get a break, like a spring break, and they're filming, you ought to jump out to Georgia and be an extra. I mean, that would be so cool, wouldn't it? An inspirational young lady like her. Yeah.
Samantha, whatever you want to intern with us, you want a job, you want whatever, keep in contact with me, because you're so passionate and you have so much knowledge, and you're an inspiration to teens, you're an inspiration to adults. So I want to keep in contact with you, okay?
Oh, definitely. Thank you so much. Yeah, if you need anything as well, I know you're already really successful, but yeah, definitely. I really appreciate you taking the time, and you doing such great work with the film. So thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, guys, for having me. Have a great week.
Thanks, Tamlin.
You too.
Thank you. Well, this is, you might have one more show in August.
Yeah.
And then you're off to college. And Jake's off to, was it
Colgate?
Colgate. Well, congratulations. We'll see you in August. But until then, get your bags packed and get ready for college. Yes, this has been Linking Individuals Network Connections, helping teens and young adults find the careers that they want on KHTS AM 1220.